This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar, ECW original, and I'll have you know, co-star of the London Film Critics Best Picture Award, the wrestler, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
Hey, welcome to an all Ask Meanie edition of Mind of the Meanie. As you know, I am over in the UK right now, or on my way back from the UK. So that's why we're doing this little all Ask Meanie. Hopefully, I'm sure it was a great time over there in Manchester for the love of wrestling. It's a convention I've wanted to do forever. I always see the photos and everything that come from there and get highly jealous. So I'm happy to be able to do it again this year. But most importantly, you know, to get to see my colleagues, meet some new friends, see some old friends. And, but most importantly, I'm here today with you, and you, have, been tasked with, scraping through the internet to find some great questions from our pod squad. Well, you don't have to really go too far. They're right here with us in the chat.
They're literally here. And you could also be here too, by the way, Blue. If you go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie and you sign up, tiers start at just $10 American.
Yeah.
So you can come and join us and ask your questions if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
Listen, I got to give a big shout out to Big Dan real fast.
This is a drizzling shit.
And we want to make sure we shout him out in this beautiful Monday morning here. And we want to thank the Pod Squad for being here. And Mass Entity says, oh, yeah, this is a brand new episode. So greetings and salutations. Definitely for the first time today. Yes, it is, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us. Appreciate
totally for the first time.
For the exact first time. Yep. Lucha's here, too. Good morning, Lucha. We want to thank you for being here as well. And we want to thank you for joining us. And Meanie, you know, I'm sitting here, as Matthew Elvis Presley says, let's hear it for the leader of the Blue Line and our tribal beef. We acknowledge him this morning.
Yeah, cause
I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm going, you know, I know we both have fun things. You're allowed to talk about yours. I'm not allowed to talk about mine yet. And we're back, obviously, for a brand new episode, because this is definitely next week. And I said to myself, you know, I had a question, you know, I just had a thought, like one of those fleeting thoughts in my mind, you know, outside of wanting a baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth?
What was it? Oh, yes. Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
Now, longtime listeners of the program know that this is the segment we have at the end of each and every show each week. You get to ask us your questions about the blue guy, but today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing an entire show just for you, where you ask all your questions and Meanie answers them for you. So, Meanie, what you sipping on?
Actually, since I remembered this week to get my, and it's completely thawed out.
Of course,
I got myself a black cherry, my friend.
Ooh, fancy.
I know. Yeah. As you can see, I clipped my fingernails this week. I actually remembered, you know.
I think I did too. I probably need a manicure before this week. You know, I have my hands out and about. Can't talk about it yet, but I got some of the cheap shit from over there at Aldi. I got the pink grapefruit. I always save one each and every week when we go to the supermarket for the groceries, and I saved one for us. So let's crack them open. Hopefully you're sipping on something good wherever you all are today, this morning. And we're going to crack them here in 3, 2, 1. There she is.
There we go.
Cheers.
That man is farting loudly.
Pinkies up. Oh, man. Love it.
Son of a bitch, that's erotic.
I'm very aroused. There she is. All right. Let's got a bunch of questions here for us today. Should take us right through the program. We'll start with the top one with the professor. Mass Entity says, what would the lyrics to Mud Snakes, This Love be? As if you were listening last week, it was White Snake, but this week is Mud Snake.
Is this mud that I'm feeling? Is this the mud that you've been looking for?
I don't know if anybody's looking for that mud, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man, thank you, sir, for the
I
question
I
there.
swear it's because I switched toilet paper brands. I'm having this issue, but
Matthew Elvis Presley's here. He says, agree or disagree with this statement. The greatest streak of WrestleManias is 3, 4, 5, and 6.
yeah, it'd be hard to disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania 1 as a landmark moment because if that failed, who knows where wrestling would be right now,
Yeah.
I know it's popular to hate on WWE, but they're the spoon that stirs the drink,
Mm-hmm.
or the straw that stirs the drink. I don't know what the fucking phrase is, but as where they go, everybody goes. When WrestleMania comes to a town every year, every every wrestling promotion goes to that town to run an event based off of people traveling around the world to go to WrestleMania. So, that said, yeah, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which I was fortunate enough to be at 4 and 5.
Mm.
Definitely, you know, excuse me, I'm holding back a seltzer kiss, but
Let it flow, brother.
2 was ambitious, but it didn't live up to, what WrestleMania should be.
Mm-hmm.
But 3, 4, 5, and 6 definitely. That was definitely a good run. You're bookshelfing 2 stadium shows as well.
Yeah.
In between 2 Atlantic City shows. But yeah, I would have to say so. WrestleMania, 3 was the last WrestleMania I went to see on closed circuit. When I was a kid, I saw 4 and 5 in person, and 6 was probably the first time I actually got to watch WrestleMania in the comfort of my own home, with pay-per-view. But yeah, it'd be hard to disagree. I would have to say 3, 4, 5, and 6. Definitely a good stretch run because there was other WrestleManias that were good, but they always got you'd have to leapfrog over to the next one to find the next good one. There's every now and then there might have been a down year, where
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, that was an event. But that's a great question and a great thought, but I'd be hard for me to disagree with.
I'm just looking back here at WrestleMania 6 because it looks like Mass Sanity is disagreeing a little bit here with some of that. He says WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 5 weren't great. And then beyond Hogan and Warrior, what was great about WrestleMania 6? And I'm actually
I'd
going
have to go watch again.
Yeah, I'm looking back at WrestleMania 6 here, and the Hart Foundation faced the Bolsheviks. Why was that match only 19 seconds? Does anybody remember?
I just listened to Bret Hart's book too about it. He said why, I totally forget. But
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Oh, I forgot Dino Bravo was on that card too. Holy shit. Paul Roma did a dark match against the Brooklyn Brawler. Mass Sanity probably knows why that match was only 19 seconds. He can probably give us the answer on that. But
yeah,
let's see. Well, thank you for your question, good sir. We got a couple from Matt from Dover here. He says, "Ask Meanie, hey Meanie, rank your favorite TP to use. What's the worst?"
The worst is a Burger King wrapper. On the side of the Pennsylvania Turnpike in 1995, I would have to say.
Wow. Yeah, I would say that's probably the worst.
Yeah. Dude, one time, I was training with Al out in Lima, and I would, make my trips home to see my grandfather who was sick. And I was always wrap it around ECW arena shows. God damn, why can't I think of ECW arena? Sorry. And we'd drive home on the way back. And this was right around the time. And I just appeared on what was that? WWE Unreal show where they asked Paul Heyman about, kayfabe. and he explains the Sandman blinding issue.
Oh yeah.
And they show it, and I just happened to be in the crowd, and you see me clear as day on camera. This was that trip, and I don't know what happened. Me, fellow students, Rick Matrix, sick Rick Matrix, who was my tag partner at the time, another kid, Sean Brown from Canada. They joined me on the trip out, and they wanted to go to Atlantic City, so we went to the beach, went to ECW shows, this, that. For a reason, I got super sick, and we're driving home. We're driving back to Ohio, and I was like, I told Rick, "Dude, please drive." And I just laid in the back seat, just like in the fetal position. And there's one point where I was like, "Dude, pull over. Please find a rest stop. Please find a rest." And he couldn't. And so we just had to find a thing, and I had to make do on the
duty,
make doo on the side of the road, and all we had in the car was like a Burger King wrapper. And
well, let it ride.
It is what it is,
There's Dan out of nowhere.
That man is farting loudly.
But what was the question? Oh, the worst.
Rank your favorite TP.
Yeah, worst TP. Burger King wrapper on the side of the Pennsylvania Turnpike while you're squid inking.
Create your own Rorschach test day.
Yeah. It looks like Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket, when he blew his fucking brains out in the bathroom. Just plop. Plop.
It's the noises.
Plop.
Oh my god.
Let me get my pants down.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Oh my god, dude.
You see some tree wiping its eyes. Oh, Jesus.
I heard see Mass Sanity says I heard Chick Magnet Punk say that he ran a marathon and had to go. He went inside a porta potty, and the only option he had inside to wipe was wrappers from Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Oof. Ay caramba.
Dude, I could do an episode of me nearly shitting myself. Just
dude, we told a whole story of it.
While in the car. We did a show, ECW show up in Orange County, New York at the Orange County Fairgrounds. I drove up with JT Smith and Gabe Sapolsky, and Gabe had lived close to me. So I picked him up. We went to JT's house and we drove up with JT. So on the way back, go to JT Smith's house, get my car. We're driving to South Philly, and it just hit me. Like, brother, I need a bathroom right now. And I'm driving. I'm like literally like an ironing board. Like if there was an ironing board driving a car, and I was like, bro, I just gotta. I pulled over at a Dunkin'. They're like, no public restroom. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Just please let me in for the love of God.
It was a test of wills. Like going through that situation, I can literally say I can face any situation that comes at me, because of that. And poor Gabe had to fucking watch me suffer through that. So I dropped Gabe off. I made it home, but it took me like 2.5 hours to walk up the front steps. When you gotta go and you fucking stop in your tracks like a fucking crippled goose. You're like, Wah! I make one. It's like defusing a bomb. If I make one wrong,
my god!
Is it the brown wire?
It's the brown wire. All right,
yeah. And
Jesus,
my goodness.
We thank you for your question on that
one.
Again? Here's Matt from Dover's second question. Castellanos just signed with the Detroit Tigers. What are your thoughts?
Good for them.
Yeah.
It's I think back to the movie Moneyball, right?
Yeah.
Where is it? David Justice was on the Oakland A's. And he's like, I get paid X amount to be here. And Brad Pitt's character, Billy Bean, goes, no, the other team is paying us that money to have you play for us. They would rather pay you money not to play for them, but to play for us. So, and that's kind of like a little bit of a humbling line. So, yeah. For those in the sports world, the Philadelphia Phillies released Nick Castellanos. Excuse me, seltzer kiss there. I can't fight it. And you know, it would have been he had his moments here in Philly. He had a little bit of a swagger to him that was kind of cool, but he would just go cold at the wrong fucking moments.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a last June there's an incident in Miami where the Phillies were playing against the Miami Marlins, and Nick is from Miami, and they pulled him from the game for defensive purposes, which they did about a year and a half too late. They started doing about a year and a half too late, but he took it personally. I guess mostly because it's his hometown.
Yeah,
can't do the job in my hometown, brother. And like he went to the locker room, came back to the dugout with a beer, and totally started berating the coaching staff to the point.
Wow.
To the point where like Bryce Harper and Schwarber had to step in and go, "Hey man, that kind of crossing the line here," and they, pulled him away.
Wow.
And I don't even think the issue was the fact that he brought a beer into the dugout. It's that the fact that he brought it in the bottle.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sneak a beer, pour it in a soda cup. If you're gonna have a beer in the dugout, pour it in a soda cup, put the lid on, and drink it through a straw or whatever. But no, you bring the whole beer with the label and everything on it, and MLB's trying to crack down on that. But if you're gonna have a beer, do it on the sneak. So that became an issue, and like the team was just the next day they suspended him.
Yeah.
Nobody really said why, and the details never really came out until the day Castellanos got cut, and Matt Gelb, great baseball writer, came out with an article about what happened. I believe he writes for the Atlantic. I could be wrong, but look up Matt Gelb, Nick Castellanos, and it's a fascinating article. It just seemed like something that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And they probably would have done it sooner, but Castellanos making $20 million a year. They're going to end up eating $20 million of that contract. But the reason why they didn't cut him there on the spot, because they would have had to, owe him $30 million, for the rest, $10 million for the rest of the year, and then 20 years. So if you're going to, be on the hook for that 10 million for the rest of the year, might as well just have him, play on the team and, try to get some kind of production out of him. So, they just cut him, with, of course, 2 weeks ago, wink, wink, which, I'm surprised I didn't talk about last week.
Right. Yeah.
But, Nick Castellanos no longer a Philly, signed with Detroit. So that gets the, breaking news, sound effect. Even though it's it happened last week, wink, wink, that, they signed Nick Castellanos to Detroit. I think he played there before, maybe. I know he played for Cincinnati. And, I'm sure somebody needs a right-handed hitter, but, I appreciate his time here. Yeah, he had good moments, when he was on the streak. His son Liam would be, right there behind the baseball, right behind home plate, for his dad. And, his kid was over, his kid was probably more over than he was, but they had some, cool moments, but, there was just moments where he got cold at the wrong fucking time. And it's like, Jesus Christ,
we need you to actually step up all the time, at least 80% of the time, and not fuck up when it's,
Yeah. It's just, good Lord, but best to him in his future endeavors.
Matthew Elvis Presley says, excuse me, hey Meanie, what would be your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers who wore face paint?
That's a great question. The Road Warriors would have to be considered Would the Road Warriors take up 2 spots or 1 spot?
Probably 2. I would say Animals face paint was probably better than Hawks, right?
Oh, absolutely. In my opinion, yes. Especially when Animal worked in that spider
Yeah.
in his face paint. So I would have to say, if you have good hearing, you probably heard me fart right there. Little Easter egg.
Easter egg, all right.
Little chocolate Easter egg there. Little Cadbury action going on. A lot of poop the last 2 weeks. I apologize.
So much poop.
So
So much
much poop.
poop.
Got the poop.
I got the poo on me.
Face paint. Road Warrior Animal.
Yep.
Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Surfer Sting, of course.
Yeah.
With the Great American Bash red, white, and blue
Mm-hmm.
makeup. So Road Warrior Animal, Sting. Of course, Great Muda.
Yeah.
The man who inspired me to think about doing the moonsault, and I saw big guys do it. I was like, oh, I could definitely do the moonsault. So Animal, Great American Bash, Sting, Great Muda. Number 4 would be I'll bookend it with Hawk.
There we go.
I would say Ultimate Warrior, but the Road Warriors are kind of the OGs of face paint. So, but Animal was to me totally the best one. Hawks was good, recognizable.
Yeah.
Not saying they were the first one, dude. And if I could do honorable mentions, I'll give honorable mention to Ultimate Warrior. He would be number 5. And here's one nobody really talks about: the Missing Link.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Missing Link. He had great face painting as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's a throwback right there.
Dewey Robertson, aka the Missing Link, who his character was a mute.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew that. He would act like he was yelling, but he never made any sound because he was mute.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I would have to give an honorable mention to the Missing Link.
Let me see what else we got here. Thank you for the question, sir. Oh, here's one for me. This is unique. This will be fun. Ask Adam. We all know the legend of the blue guy, but what's your story from partying in the trap house to rubbing elbows at Castle Bam? What's been your journey to now? Well, thank you for the question.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's just kind of been.
How about with your mouth? I don't know.
I could do that. Yeah, I could answer with a series of smoke signals too. That might work. Man, no. I mean, dude, life is grand. Like, life has just been a series of, I don't know, being in the right place at the right time, or just like happenstance. I don't know. It's never luck though. Like, it's not luck, right?
Same here.
It's just being in a spot where it happened. Like again, the BAM stuff happened very randomly. Me and my buddy Kurt grew up in Newtown, Pennsylvania, and my buddy Kurt worked at a cell phone store where the Acme is, right along 413. And one day he was working there, and he texts me and he's like, yo, man, he's like, you got to come to the store. He was like, I think this guy, but I don't know who he is. And yes, the Forrest Gump of Philadelphia. Yes, that is the most accurate fucking description I could possibly see. And Chad Ginsburg from CKY happened to be there.
Nice.
And so we ended up talking, and then we became friends. And then after a couple months, we went to the castle, and then, all those things happened. And so, it just kind of happened randomly. I fell into it. I just talked to Bam yesterday, or a couple days ago. I texted him.
Cool.
And, again, it just happens that way, right? The firefighter stuff, I've shared that before. I was a volunteer firefighter for 5.5 years. And, fun fact, I was a part of a crew that we received a state what was it? The state unit's valor citation from like the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It was like the firefighters. It was just some big fucking deal. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but we were at an accident. It was the summer. I want to say it was June or July of 2009. And I was working for the Public Works for that summer. I worked 2 summers at the Public Works. And we just so happened to be downtown, and we get an alarm for what's called a rescue box. So for the uninitiated, that means it's a vehicle accident with entrapment, right? Or some kind of issue that's going on. And so long story short, we're over at the quarry, and one of the quarry trucks rolled over, and the guy was stuck. The quarry truck was on its roof, and the guy was hanging from, like, he wasn't hanging, but like he was stuck underneath the dashboard. And we couldn't no one could figure out how to get him out. It was us and a whole bunch of people. So they actually flew in a surgeon and an anesthetist. They were going to put him under, and they were going to cut his legs off.
Ooh.
And I mean, it was serious shit. And I mean, keep in mind too, like if you've ever been to a quarry before, it's fucking hot in the middle of June and July.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're in full turnout gear, right? Which is probably 40, 50 pounds of just heavy fucking shit.
Yes.
And you're wearing a helmet, you're the whole 9, right? And so finally, I don't remember exactly how we did it, but we set up a bunch of cribbing, which are like the big blocks and shit you see underneath cars as like big wooden chunks. And they use their the hydraulic tools, and we basically figured out a way with airbags and the hydraulic tools to get this guy out, and we were able to pull him out of the fucking car. And he walked with a limp for like 2 weeks, and he has his legs still, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting a citation for that, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just like a lot of lore, I guess Adam lore, if you want to call it. I don't know, man.
Cool.
Life has been fun, man. Yeah, I mean, we had house parties in the hotels, this was the trap house, you know, and yeah, I don't know, man. I've had a good life. I've had a very interesting and wild life. I can put it to you that way. But lots of fun stories, and I tell them as they're necessary here. You know, like I you know, my wife is very much, I don't know if you ever watched the Goldbergs, the TV show, but
oh yeah,
the one character, Murray Goldberg, that's Mrs. Goober. And she'll be like out of nowhere. She'll be like, oh yeah, I was in a plane crash once. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, she'll just hit you with like, she hadn't been in a plane crash, but like, she'll just hit you with random shit. And that's very much her motif. But no, I, you know, listen, guys, I am lucky to be here doing this show. This was kind of, I don't want to say I fell into doing the show with Meanie, but it was like, again, right place at the right time. And him and I have a great dynamic. You know, I consider Meanie one of my closest friends now. And it's just like, you know, it's, listen, man, life is cool. And I am just always, my answer to everything is I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here, guys. It's fucking cool. But
and that's a great story. You know, I tell stories of like, you know, right place, right time, right decision.
Yeah.
Where it could have failed. It could have failed at any moment. You know, there's the kind of things I almost did to sabotage myself, not knowingly sabotage myself. But
dude, same. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same.
But somehow it worked out, and here we are in 2026.
Yeah.
Able to tell the tales on this podcast. You know, and this thing is, it's a podcast, but it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
As well. I get to talk about a lot of things that I forget about. You know, share my life story. Hopefully people out there can relate, or hopefully, not that I'm some kind of fucking guru or anything, draw some kind of inspiration from, because by all accounts, I should never have done anything I've done in the wrestling business. Growing up, you know, with all the shit I had going on as a kid, you know, with asthma and stuff like that, and going to WWF, even though I didn't fit the body type, you know, people took risks on me, and I all attribute it to, you know, being raised right by my grandparents, my mom, and they I had a lot of issues growing up too, growing up asthmatic, battling depression, battle a lot of demons that a lot of people go through. There isn't a day that goes by where I'd soon go, it's me thinking of something stupid I said in 3rd grade,
Yep. Yeah. Here, let me put that intrusive thought in your head from the dumb shit you did in 2005. Yeah. Let me just remind you at 11:30 at night. We can sit here and think about it all night. It'll be great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mrs. Meanie here will hear me in the shower going, I'll have like little twerks, little like tells where
Yep.
I'm like or boop, 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 and I'll make a weird fucking noise. She's like,
sick, dude. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just me thinking of something fucking stupid I did,
Yeah, dude.
And nobody remembers except me.
Yeah.
And, no, but thank God I have good instincts, not to pull my car into a fucking median and it's jerk the wheel. But we've all been through some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful we're still here winning the battle.
Yep.
And able to talk about it. Every day is about, in the words of Tracy Smothers, it's a battle, man. It's a battle. What's your deal? I don't hate you, brother.
What's your deal? Yeah.
What's your deal, man? And just glad we're able to be here and talk about it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's brother. And again, too, another, I tell the story a lot. Like I probably, again, I won't go into this. Meanie knows why, but I have to take certain things in my life that I've been told with a grain of salt. But the only reason that I know why this is correct is because other family members have verified this for me. I was actually supposed to be a twin. That's another piece of Adam lore I don't know many people know. And my twin died in utero.
Oh, wow.
And so I guess I was a high risk pregnancy after that. I don't know. And like I should have died, I guess, when I was when she was pregnant with me. And so I try to keep that context a lot. Like obviously it hasn't always worked. You know what I mean? Like I battle with depression and anxiety and all kinds of fun shit. And,
survivor guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely like, got to the point where I was like, well, maybe it's time to punch this ticket, and you just find ways to get through. And I'm glad I'm still here. I'm glad that I didn't do that. I'm glad I didn't check out. Kicked out, as they say in the industry, kicked out at 2. But yeah, no, I mean, dude, like I said, it's, and I know Kanye West has said this, and I never like to quote Kanye West, and I don't mean this in any other way, just like as a reflective kind of way.
Before you went crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just in a reflective kind of way, not in a way that's like, smarmy or up my own ass or anything, but like, honestly, dude, Jesse, like my life is dope and I get to do dope shit. And that's really like the best way to boil it down. It's just bet on yourself. If you're like, I mean, I'm 40 years old, right? And I'm still growing in the space and doing all kinds of stuff, man. Like just, you can do it. Bet on yourself and be delusional enough to know that you're going to fucking be able to do it. Right. Because you are like, you're the only person that's ever standing in your way with those kind of things, and just be fucking delusional enough to be like, yeah, like I think about that shit all the time. I'm delusional as fuck when it comes to like where I'm going to be with my successes. I know I'm going to be, of course I am. Of course it's going to happen this way. Yeah. So, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to pontificate about myself for a little bit there. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Where's this mass sanity? Brian Pillman's I Respect You Booker Man moment and ECW debut are now 30 years old. Ooh. Did you ever have any interactions with him? As you probably know, I talked to him and Melanie on AOL.
Yeah, I did actually. I had met Pillman as a fan, but then you get into the business, and then get to ECW, and he works his way into getting fired by WCW just so he could go to WWE. But he made this, like a lot of guys, they stop over in ECW before they go into another company. And I remember Pillman making his debut at the arena and redoing the line "I Respect You, Booker Man" came from he was doing a strap match with Kevin Sullivan, where he just went, wink, wink, went into business for himself and got on the mic and said to Kevin Sullivan, "I respect you, Booker Man," and walked out, creating this controversy where people thought he was shooting on the mic and going off script and going into business for himself. Pew, 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 pew. So he comes to ECW, and I just watched this recently, where ECW basically invented the lights off, lights on moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lights go out. Joey Styles is in the ring talking, "Hello from South Philadelphia, ECW, and the lights go out and lights come back on, and fucking Pillman's in the ring, and the crowd's fucking losing their shit. And that was a great moment to be in the building for, definitely a top, one of the top, like, oh my God moments,
Mm-hmm.
But let me reread that question. Interactions with him, yes. Probably one of my favorite interactions, and unfortunately, it's like after his accident.
Mm.
Well, let me rewind that a little bit more there. Like he did a pop up at a spot show in I forget where it is. It was at a field house, one of the field houses we did. It's right south, maybe Briarcliff. That's the sound I make when I'm trying to bullshit and think of the name of the area. I think it's the Briarcliff Field House, and I was ringside for Raven, and Pillman comes out and he's doing with the camera. And one of the few times, probably the only time I got camera time with Pillman was he was like walking around ringside. He's got a camera out and he's taking a photo at the cameraman. And you see me in the background, like look at him, and then this like trying to no sell that he's there. But actual that was on-screen interaction, which was like a split second. I got a photo of it somewhere up. Maybe I'll post it in our secret Facebook group.
Hell yes.
And then but backstage, it's after the accident, you go to an ECW, when you work an ECW arena show for ECW back in the day, everybody basically had their favorite spot to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would sit up on the stage, like right where the hard cam was. There was like a stage behind the drywall where guys would get dressed up there. That way they can, and if you ever saw that drywall, like say you're looking at where the camera is to the right, there's like this, you guys would like punch holes in there so you get to peek through and actually watch the show live, but we also had the monitor. So like I would always, my favorite spot was always in this one area towards the back door, and Pillman comes in and he's in a wheelchair and he rolls up right next to me. He looks at me, smiles, goes, "Meanie, I see you've been doing that ab workout I gave you." He gave me a little wink and I popped, and he just went on to do whatever. That was like a cool little interaction where, he pulls up, looks to his right, "Meanie, looks like you been following that ab work I gave you." I look at him, give me a little smile, a little wink. Meanwhile, he's supposed to be crazy Pillman.
Yeah.
He kind of let his guard down a little bit for me there. I pop, we're a couple Brians just hanging out.
A couple Brians just being dudes, being Brians together.
Yeah.
He's cool.
And went on to do his business. And I think that was his last appearance at the arena too. So I think he was doing something with Rob Van Dam or something like that. He came out for Van Dam's match. I forget who Van Dam was working, but yeah, that was my one. I'm sure we said hello and all that good stuff, in ECW, and I met him as a fan, like I said, but memorable interactions, that would have to be it, because, he let down his loose cannon persona just for a second to, give me that one little one-liner and a wink, which was done. You can tell it was done in fun.
Yeah. So. We got our last question of the day here from David from Quakertown. This should be a quick one for us here to round out the program. If they wrestled in their primes, who would you book to go over? Sting or The Undertaker?
It's a great fucking question, man. Yeah, the two workhorses, or the mainstays of each promotion. Sting is a mainstay in WCW, Undertaker mainstay in WWE. Both never really went to the other company,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Mark Callis
eventually did, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, and even with that, he went to TNA first, because he had no, WCW was out of business. If say WCW didn't go out of business, Sting probably would have been there till the last day,
Yeah, he probably would have stayed there forever.
Yeah. he probably would have spent his whole career in WCW. Just like Undertaker spent. Of course, Mark Callis was in WCW as Mean Mark and all that stuff, but the actual Undertaker character, day one WWE through his whole career. And from my understanding, he apparently had offers to, jump ship, but he never did. And Vince recognized that. But both, two mainstays, integral characters for each promotion. I don't know if you do. It would have to be like Crow Sting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Crow Sting, we're talking Crow Sting and probably like,
because they had similar vignettes too, right? Where
yeah, I would say probably like maybe Purple Glove Dead Man. I think it's probably like peak WWE, like Dead Man kind of thing,
Yeah.
Or maybe even Ministry of Darkness.
I mean, you would have to do a long run with those two.
Yeah. Yeah, like it couldn't just be one match, right?
No.
Like it would have to be a series of them, I think, right?
Yeah, that series would be money.
Yeah, dude. Could you fucking imagine?
I mean, Rock Austin. I mean,
yeah,
they did the favors back and forth. But maybe if I had to go by first encounter, it's hard to say, but
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, who's the heel? Who's the baby face too?
I guess, I guess Taker would probably be like, if we're talking Ministry of Darkness, Taker versus Crow Sting, Taker's the heel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sting's ambiguous. I just can't see Sting being the heel at any point during the feud, though. Like, I don't know. It doesn't like, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't see him. I think Crow is more ambiguous as far as like whether he's a heel, whether he's a face, but like,
talk about the match they should have had,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it almost happened from what, again, it almost happened like before he signed with TNA. It was like conversation about it. And then I think he saw what I understood is that he saw what happened with Booker T and then was like, fuck this, I'm not doing it. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And they could have done a, was a theatrical match or whatever they called them, cinematic match.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
There was one person that didn't want it. Just one.
Who?
And that's why it didn't happen. Taker.
Oh.
Taker didn't want it. He was like, "Oh, we don't need to do it. I don't think it would draw. I don't think it would do anything."
I respectfully disagree.
I 100% disagree on that whole thing. So,
but if I had a fucking book to go over, at least in the first meeting, probably Taker.
Yeah.
Probably Taker. I don't know what you would do as the finish, but probably Tombstone or whatever. But,
yeah.
I can see Sting going for the Stinger Splash and get goozled up into a chokeslam, pick him up, Tombstone.
Yeah.
Cross the arms, roll the eyes, stick the tongue out, 1, 2, 3. And that would lead to, if you have the heel go over in the first match, as I take a little sippy poo of water here.
Yeah, I think if you have the heel, what I think you're saying is if your heel goes over in the first match,
there's reason for a rematch,
right? And that's when I think Sting gets the rematch, and then you do the blow off match, their third meeting at Mania.
Yeah. If Taker wins the first, if Taker's the heel, wins the first match, that way there's a reason for him to, Sting to come back for the rematch.
Yeah,
to seek revenge.
Yeah,
because they're going to the first match cold. What's the reasoning between two icons facing off? Taker goes over in the first match, which leads to Sting wanting the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
He wins the rematch. And the third match would be the rubber match, the blow off match.
I often wonder if he hadn't gotten hurt that night. I've never heard whether or not they called an audible on this, but and I don't know this. I don't know if they did, but I often wonder if Sting hadn't gotten hurt that night at Night of Champions, if he would have beat Seth Rollins for the title. Because I would imagine eventually they were probably going to put the title on him at some point, right? Like I would imagine that was probably part of the deal, or at least like, hey, this makes sense.
Yeah, I never heard the behind the scenes on that.
Yeah, I mean, and even maybe if it wasn't that night, like I would imagine maybe they would probably go into another feud and I would imagine he would probably win it at some point, but
it would have been good. Yeah, I mean, just give Sting a fucking piece of WWE lineage, you know?
Yeah.
How many times did Goldberg won the belt, you know?
yeah. Well, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He didn't even win the big gold. He didn't win the main title, but yeah, I don't know. I feel lots of what ifs there, but I think that's right. I think that's a good way to answer that question. And we want to thank you for sending your questions and lots of great stuff today here on the show. We appreciate you joining us again. Don't forget, like I said, each week we go back to our normal rundown each and every week at the end of the show. So don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag Ask Meanie, and you may hear them on the show. Meanie, you know what time it is.
Oh,
I don't know why I won't start over, but where can
yeah.
everyone keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
Call it in the ring, pal.
Call it in the ring.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil or Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton. He's doing an amazing job taking care of the cats in his area. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, releases them back better than he found them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, every time you spend there at Mad Cat Beard Care goes to take care of the cats. So shout out to Josh there, Josh Thornton. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles, I promise. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others I'm trying not to spoil. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on UPW Video Game on Twitter, ultraprowrestling.com, or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. The figure collections, Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar and either get regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there is no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast. Book the blue guy. Let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Please book through the site, not through the app. The app takes too much of your hard-earned money. I'd say a couple, in the past couple weeks, and always fun to do those and try and make somebody's day a little bit brighter over there at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal, so you can find me there. Don't forget to check out the archive of Foundation Radio by going to foundationradio.net or to youtube.com/@FoundationRadioPod. And don't forget to check out the work I'm doing at the Sportster at thesportster.com. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville, the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Don't forget to schedule your appointment today to get your hair cut and schedule it at 10thwardbarbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com /Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at the Casa de Meanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Tiers start at just $10 American. You can sign up and see us record our shows live each and every week. And youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie is the place where you can find our entire archive right now. Listen to every single show we have on there. And you can also find us at all forms of social media at Mind of the Meanie. We want to thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. And we want to thank you for listening and all of your wonderful questions. Meanie, thank you so much for your
Thank you, sir.
time, sir. We appreciate you. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip to the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.